So let's get started. Um, the main topic for today we'll get started with is will the flow looks something like this. I hope you can see my screen. So the flow looks something like this. We will start with talking about Prometheus. We'll go for Grafana after that. Okay. Once we have done this, we will basically proceed towards the another form which is known as ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. So, what is all this? What is all this? Okay. Always remember the rule is we will start with. I hope all of you are familiar with containers and basics of dev plus ops. If you are familiar with this, just give me a 200 in the chat. Just give me a 200. Else, give me 100. I just want to make sure that everyone, this is at the same level. Fine. Fine. Sunar is clear. Ravi is clear. Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. So what we will be doing is when you deploy your containers, okay, in the cloud, always remember you are responsible for every penny being spent. Every penny which is being spent. Okay. And in order to monitor and get the best out of and get the best out of the deployment, we will use tools like Prometheus. Okay, so Prometheus was developed by SoundCloud. Okay, it was developed by SoundCloud in 2014. Okay, to monitor each and everything of a microservice. Okay, before going into depth, I will tell you what is a microservice for people who are new to it. If let's say you have Paytm, okay, and let's say that in Paytm we are dividing this thing into three parts. Okay, one is your front page, next is your shopping mall, okay, final one is your cart, and final one is your payment gateway. Okay, so these days the normal, if the crowd on regular basis is let's say somewhere 0.1 million. Okay, but if it's something like Diwali, okay, or it's something like New Year, what will the things got increased from? It might get increased, traffic might get increased to 10 million, okay, on daily basis. Now you have to basically scale this. You have to scale this. Okay, now in order to scale this, what we will do is we will have front page, shopping mall, cart, and payment gateway. Now from this, what do you think? Maximum people have come to watch only the front page, or they will do shopping also. Here we have to apply some our mind based upon the observational results. What do you suggest, everyone? Front page. Okay. Okay, fine. So if I know that maximum people are going to come to front page, okay. So from point one, it has become 10 million. Okay. That means I have to increase. See, the load has gone almost 100x. Okay. So I will increase from. I will let's say if I was having X servers, so I can increase over here 10x. I can increase this only by 2x, cart only by 2x, payment gateway only by 2x. Why? Because I am interested only in increasing the front page. Because traffic has tremendously increased on the front page, so I will increase things on only the front page, and I will I will make the rest of the things as it is. Okay, or hardly increase it actionally. In this case, when I'm increasing it from 10x, If it would have been a single service of Paytm, it would have been very difficult for me to scale, because if I make 10x everything, then my billing goes very high. Okay, so that is the reason I will only scale the microservice which is needed, only the microservice which is needed and not anything else. And this type of a thing, okay, this type of a scaling, for this type of a scaling and getting the best out of this, we will require tools to monitor what are the resources to be scaled. Okay, and for this we will SoundCloud develop something to monitor microservices. Okay, and that tool is known as Prometheus. Fine. So let's see this. Okay. Okay. So let's see this. So almost till now, we were using. Right now we are using a lot of Docker and Kubernetes. Prometheus came up in somewhere in 2015. Fine. So if I have an application, okay, and I have, let's say, for an application, if I have to do monitoring. So for monitoring each and every type of parameter, we have different tool. One is the StatsD. Okay. Second is Nagoas. Okay, which is basically for port monitoring. One is for Gangila. Okay. So for network, so I did not have a single tool. We did not have a single tool which can monitor everything. Okay, and for that thing, we came up with something known as Prometheus. Okay, we want a single tool which can not only do application monitoring but also container monitoring, host monitoring, network monitoring. Okay, and which has all the types of metrics. Metrics is what? The values which have to be measured. Okay, so for this we combined everything, like from application monitoring, container monitoring, orchestration monitoring, host and network. We combined everything and we made it into a system which is known as time series database. Okay, and people started using InfluxDB. Okay, now once InfluxDB was successful, SoundCloud launched another thing which is known as Prometheus. This is the symbol for Prometheus, which is for time series monitoring. Okay, so it became eventually very popular. Okay, and it is the whole ecosystem. So this is what the architecture looks like. This is what the architecture looks like. So we have a Prometheus server. Okay, and based upon that, we have to pull from the existing running containers or the application. We will pull the metrics. Okay, from the running applications, and we will basically after that configure into our UI. Fine. So this will be the basically main thing. So let's do it. Anybody, have you ever done Prometheus earlier? Prometheus? Just give me a 200 if you have ever done it earlier. Okay, fine. You are new to it. Would you like to basically do it hands-on? Since we are less people, that's the reason I am saying. Do it hands-on, everyone. Sure. Okay, that's great. Because we are only three, four people. Okay, and that's the reason I'm saying. If it would have been a big session, now I would have never said it. So, do you have everyone? Do you have your AWS cloud or Linux machines ready with you? We can do it in a workshop form because we have almost 1 hour, more than 1 hour left. Okay. So, do you have your AWS or Linux machines ready with you? If yes, just give me a 250, or else give me no. Oh, that's great, Kunal. Okay. Make sure that you have Linux also. Along with Linux, we might need Docker. Oh, that's great. Okay. Aman, do you have Docker installed? Do you have Docker installed? Oh, that's great. Okay. So let's get started. Let's get started. Okay. what we will do is, and I just taking a confirmation, everybody is familiar with basics of Docker. Just give me 100 if you are familiar with basics of Docker. That's great, Kunal. That's great, Aman. That's great, Harsh. Okay. So what we will do is, I want you to clone this repository. I want you to clone this repository and get started by, making an image of it. So I will give this to you in the chat. Okay. Fine. That's great. Okay. So we will basically go into doc-prom. Just go into that directory. Okay. And you will see a lot of YAML files. YAML files. Okay. Can you just confirm me if you are into that directory? Once, just give me a 150. Just give me a 150 in case you are in this directory and can see contents like this. Any problems, Kunal, Harsh, or Aman? That's great. You are searching. What do you need to search? I mean, I have given you the link. Huh? If you have any problem, you can share your screen. I will be very happy to help you out. Any, you don't have to search anything in the directory. Okay. Uh, See, once you do a ls on the command line, it will give you things like this. Can you see Docker compose file? Docker compose.yaml. Fine. So what we will do is, yeah. So I want to visualize this. Okay. Prometheus is basically installation might take a lot of time. So what we have done is, we have taken Docker container, and inside this we will be feeding the image of Prometheus. Okay, image of Prometheus, and we will be running that application. Fine. So I will do Docker compose, and I will up this. Fine. So you just have to do Docker compose up minus d. Fine. So it will become the daemon process. If you were able to instantiate this, just give me a 200, everyone. That's great, Aman. Aman, I think we are connected via Facebook. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. So I want you to check once it's over. Just do Docker PS. Just do Docker PS. Oh, okay, okay. Kurnal, what you have to do is, you have to install, which Linux version, Linux OS you are using. Okay, Linux Mint. Okay, so it is, I think, Debian based. So just do apt install Docker minus compose. apt install Docker minus compose. Okay. Aman and Harsh, can you see that this is getting deployed over here? These four Docker PS. Okay. Docker, in the Docker PS, you have 5 containers, 5 to 6 containers which are running. Oh, that's great. That's great, Kunal. So what is required from my side? Okay, now let's see the output. Now let's see the output. Okay, I will tell you how to see it. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to open the link and open the localhost port, which is at 9090. Okay. So I will add custom TCP ports, and first of all, I will open it at 9090. Fine, and I will save the rule. Fine. So I will go over here and I will do ss minus TLN. You can see that some processes are running. So I will basically open this thing, open the link which is basically at 9090. You can open it in localhost. Just give me a minute. So is it giving you? I mean, some admin should be the password. What you can feed is just give an admin over here and admin over here itself. Okay. You should see something like this. You should see something like this. Admin and admin is the password. Okay, fine. We can wait till everybody is reaching at this place. Once you can see the screen, just give me a 300. No, no, you can do the same thing in your, I mean, Linux. Like I have done it over here by using AWS URL. You can use it localhost. Kunal, how many of you can see the screen now? That's great. So see what has happened. Now what we can do is we can get a list of the containers. Okay. Can you see this? When I type container, how much is the load average? How much is the CPU system? How much is the CPU usage? How much is the file system? I can see everything. Okay. So I want you to select anyone and execute that. Can you see this? I have selected CPU file system inodes free. So it has given me a list of metrics. So these are all metrics. This is known as a matrix. Okay, and I can get the list as well as can see the graph. I can see the graph. If you can see a graph like this, okay, just give me a 350, everyone. You can check. Oh, that's great. That's great, Aman. Okay, so you can have basically as many like sum of, you can have queries also in the form of queries. So enable query history, you can do something like this. And like you can have the details of all the alerts. Okay, CPU average. Okay, fine. So this is the CPU average. This is the basically I mean, everything you will get. Got it? So I want you to plot this. I mean, in the form of graph also, you will get. I want you to check mainly container CPU average time. So it will give you value also. So the main thing I want you to show you is you can get the sum of how many CPU seconds are there in total. Okay, so you can have it in the form of query also. Similarly, you can put average over here also. So I want you to try sum and average upon the container CPU seconds in total. And if you are getting relevant over here in value, just give me a 400. Uh, no need to shift for GCP. एक तो images है ना. Fine. Okay. Uh, Now for container monitoring. Okay. We saw that container monitoring can be done from here. We can also do, so containers is one thing. We can do how many memories allocated, how much garbage collection is there, how much. I mean, I want you to take this in total nodes, container nodes in total. Okay. Boot time seconds. Okay. How much is the boot time? Fine. So there are a lot of types of which are possible. Metrics. Now, are you satisfied with the type of graphs that you are seeing? Are you satisfied with the type of graph that you are seeing? Is it a very nice type of graph or it can be better by using visualizations? It can be improved. What do you think? Yes or no? Can it be improved? Yes or no? That's great. You are absolutely correct. Fine. So what we will do is we will have another tool which is exclusively for graph monitoring, and that tool is known as Grafana. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to add this thing, add another port which is known as 3000 number. Okay. 3000. Fine. So for getting this tool, we will basically go over here in the instances. we will open the port number 3000. So you can also open localhost 3000 and you can see something known as Grafana running over here. Okay, you can log in by using admin and admin and give a password like hello or something like this. Fine. If you can see something welcome to Grafana, I want a response from you guys as 500. That's great. I mean, if you can see the dashboard, that's great. 500. Just give me a 500 if you can see the dashboard. That's great. Fine. Oh, memory is getting overloaded. Fine. You can watch it. After that, you can try it. Okay. So I want you to go into home. Okay. And we have prepared a couple of dashboards over there. So I want you to explore that part. Fine. So just go into a home and dashboard, and you can just see how many about a dashboard about the Docker containers. Can you see this, everyone? You can see how many CPU cores are there, how much memory is getting utilized, how much is the used storage, how much is the system load, how many are running containers, what is the input output usage. Okay, so by this kind of by using this kind of a thing, it becomes very simple. Can you see this dashboard for Docker containers? If yes, just give me a 550. So you just have to go over there in dashboards. Okay, just click upon manage. Okay, once you are in manage, what you will do is you will see almost four containers, four dashboards over here. Okay, so I mean we have only prepared it, so I mean just to demo it. Okay, this does not get prepared automatic, so I had pushed this in the Docker image. So this one is you can just open one by one all the dashboards. Okay, so first one is for Docker containers, second one is for the entire Docker host. Okay, so those metrics. Fine. Aman, were you able to see this? Oh, that's great. That's great. So you can see that. I mean, how it is. So those things which used to look very boring. Okay, those things which used to look very boring are looking so interesting by basically using these parameters. Fine. Okay. So I'll just show you. In 1990, these things were looking so bad. Okay, if you remember CPU, container CPU. Okay, so these things were looking in these numbers. Okay, now what we have done is we have pulled the same things over here. Okay, and we have plotted them with the help of this. Okay, we have plotted them by making a sum of them. Okay, in the type of CPU seconds and divided it by the count. Okay, and we have added a gauge into it. Gauge is this type of a thing is known as gauge. Okay, so when it comes to monitoring, it will look very good, as well as when you are sharing it with your boss. Okay, or mainly managers, how will they know that? They will be least interested in finding out the readings. Okay, and the best way to present your output is by using in the form of a dashboard like this. Okay, so like the world is running towards Power BI, but for dashboarding for Excel and everything. Okay, but when it comes to Docker, when it comes to containers, when it comes to DevOps, these are the tools which are very popular for time series based data set. Okay, so at what time what had happened? Fine. So this is the Docker container. Next is how will you do the CPU usage? Okay, same thing over here. What is the uptime? So system had been up for almost more than an hour. Available memory is this much. CPU cores is this much. Okay, I input output usage was highest as at 9.2. Got it? I want you to see all these containers. Okay, all the four dashboards for I mean Docker containers, Docker host, monitoring service, and Nginx. Okay, so I have prepared that this, and don't worry, I will tell you how to prepare this also. Don't worry about that part. Okay, but first of all, I want you to go through all the things. How in the monitoring services, let's say what is the Prometheus uptime. So Prometheus has been up for 22 minutes. This is the CPU usage that has been happening. Okay, this is the container memory usage. This one is the how many alerts that I have configured. Okay, For example, I want I mean, as soon as uh, there is a memory space is going more than 50%, then it should give me an alert on my email ID. Okay. So yeah, Nginx service itself is not on. Na? Aman, intentionally we have put in. Nginx service itself is not on, so it will not have any data. Okay. Yeah, but for rest of the things it will have data. Like remote container. Yes, issue. I'll show you. So Harsh, I'll show you. Yeah. So I want you to do a Docker PS. Okay. And so these are the containers which are there. First one is I mean push gateway. Second is Grafana. Third is Prometheus. Fourth one is alert manager, C advisor. Okay. And we have node exporter. Okay. So these are the part of Prometheus package. So these are the part of Prometheus packages. Okay. Always remember Prometheus will come with node exporter, will also come with push gateway, will come with Grafana. Oh, sorry, Grafana is separate. Node exporter, push gateway, alert manager. Okay, fine. And Prometheus client itself. Okay, so when you install Prometheus, these four things automatically get deployed. Fine. So always remember for Prometheus, the this is 9090 port number. Okay. For alert manager, it is 9093. Okay, so you can watch it by using SS minus TLN, or you can use Docker PS. Okay, everybody is clear till here. That's great. That's great. Aman, any doubts? Okay, fine. Fine. So there is one more thing which is for container monitoring, which is given by Google. Okay, before going into depth, we will see that part also. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to basically open another thing which is known as 8080. On the port 8080, we have made sure that we are deploying the C advisor. Okay. Yeah. Push gateway. We are coming issue. We are coming to that part also. Don't worry. Okay. Can you see something on the port 8080, everyone? So it will show you something which is known as cAdvisor. Okay, cAdvisor. Okay, so this is a Google monitoring tool for exclusively monitoring the containers. Fine. Okay. Now we have seen everything. Okay, from Prometheus to Grafana. Now I will come to a question from Harsh. Okay, who is asking what does actually Post Gateway do, and what are how to get the data from other containers. So let's go to the place where we have prepared all this. So inside this, we have prepared almost dashboards for everything. Okay. So the most important thing is the YAML file. Okay. In the YAML file, I am asking for Prometheus image. Okay. At the same time, I am asking for etc Prometheus YAML file. Okay. So in this YAML file, I will specify all my targets. I will specify all my targets. Okay, fine. So let's see this. So inside Prometheus and Prometheus.yaml, I will see that what are the things that I want to monitor. Okay, so inside the scrape config, I will say what is my target. So my target is node exporter 9100, cAdvisor 8080, Prometheus localhost 9090. So Harsh, the container that you are asking me, I will write the address over here. Okay, and based upon that address, I will give the port number, and it will be able to basically get your details. Okay, and in order to get the details, the service which is required is known as push gateway. Got it? Fine. We just have to write your address. cAdvisor is not available for some reasons on 8080. Okay, it should be there. How am I saying that it should be there? Because when I am opening over here cAdvisor, okay, it is giving me information. Are you getting an information over here? If it's coming, then it is getting monitored. Okay, yeah, fine. This is a Docker Compose file. Are you feeling any? Are you stuck somewhere, or is something is not working? You can share your screen. I'll guide you. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So Prometheus, Grafana, all these things are platform independent. Okay, it will work for everywhere. For any platform in which you are running microservices, Prometheus is nowadays available for Windows also. Okay. So very popularly working on Linux or AWS, any OS, any image, and also with this thing. Mac also perfectly. Okay. And the most important thing is Docker makes it platform independent. That's the reason I took this session with the help of Docker. Any doubts? Anybody? Aman, Krunal, or Harsh, or Mohit? Aman, did I answer your query? Fine. Okay. Now, how did I prepare dashboards? So, to prepare the dashboards, the most important thing I want you to understand is what parameter do you want. Okay, for example, you are looking for an uptime. So, you can basically do an edit. Okay, and you can see that this is the query that I have written. So, I was interested in what is the start time for this instance for this job. Okay, and I am just subtracting it from the current time. Fine. Okay. Now, how do you prepare a dashboard from scratch? Okay, so I want to see new dashboard, let's say. Okay, so dashboards, home, fine. Let's prepare a dashboard from scratch. I will go into plus and I will import the dashboard. I will import the dashboard. Okay, so let's say that I am doing Grafana dashboarding. So I can search by going into community by, let's say I am doing containers. So I don't have to prepare the entire contain. I mean entire dashboard again. Okay, what I can do is I can go into this link. Okay, and I can search for the relative containers. So when I go into this, I can search for what are the containers dashboards which are already prepared by the community. So I can see that this is the container CPU usage throttling percentage. Fine. So I can basically go into this and I can see this is the number of the dashboard 11848. Okay, 11848. So what we have to do is just give me a minute. Were you able to prepare the dashboard? Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay. Yeah, correct. You have to import 11848. Aman, were you able to do that? For some reason, my Chrome has got hanged. Just fine. Okay. So that's how you prepare dashboard. Just okay. So that's how you prepare dashboards. Aman, any doubts or anybody? Any doubts? Okay, so we have seen how to prepare dashboards in Grafana. Uh, we have seen Prometheus. Okay, now how is it getting linked? I will again repeat it, and finally we are going for the next concept. So we are basically taking Prometheus, okay, and it's a time series database. By that, I am finding out the correct metrics. By finding out the correct metrics, I am plotting the same thing. I am taking it and I'm showing it into port number 9090. Okay. At the same time, I have available with me graph as well as I have, readings available with me. But these readings are not good enough, and graph is not very visualistic, and that's the reason I opted for Grafana. Okay, which is a time series database. Okay, sorry, visualization tool for time series databases. Now, once we have this ready, Grafana has, there are two ways of preparing the dashboard. One is one is by going from each and every parameter, and second, one is from scratch. Second is by importing the already created dashboards. Fine. Did you get this? Okay, fine. Now, once we are clear with this, we will see some, some depth in the concepts also. Okay, so what is time series? Let's say that if I configure I want an alert at 85%, 85%, fine. So I can see when you are having this, at this time I should generate an alert, okay, for a full disk alert. Okay, so disk is full, so I should get an email about it. Okay, so for this type of thing we configure, this is made by SoundCloud, and we will configure the Prometheus. So for this part, what we use is known as an alert. Okay, so we have something known as alert manager over here. So you can go into alert and you can see that this Jenkins is down. Jenkins is having high CPU. Fine. So this is alert has already got fired. So if you want, you can configure alerts which can give you emails. Okay, on your, or you can configure it in the form of Slack, and you can say that this is getting overloaded. Okay, or this is crossing its limit. We have alerts. Okay, I want you to go through this alert. Okay, and this job is done by alert manager. Okay, for this configuration I will show you, but if you have gone through this, just give me a 600. That's great, that's great. Okay, so I want you to go through this file which is in this doc prom, and over here we have something known as alert manager is a folder, and in this we have config.yml. Okay, so you can apply your alert rules over here. Okay, so in the alert.rules you can say that whenever you can write an expression. Okay, okay, node load for one goes greater than 1.5 for 30 seconds, then you have to give this warning: server under load is high. Okay, similarly you can have an alert for high memory load. So if your number node memory bytes is more than 85, okay, then that means that given alert server memory is almost full. Fine. So this is how alerts are configured. So you have to write alert.rules for that. Did you get my point? Okay, so this all writing all these expressions are nothing but they are queries. Okay, so you can see that in Prometheus.yml I have referred that alert manager is running on 1993. Okay, and all my alert rules are inside this file alert.rules. Fine. And inside the alert.rules files I am basically configuring that this node is load is greater than 1.5, do this. Memory is greater than this, do this. Fine. If there is a high storage on load for more than 30 seconds, server storage is very high. I want you to go through the alert.files, okay, alert.rules files, and just ping me a 700 if you have understood the flow, or you can ask me if you have any doubts. That's great. That's great. Okay. So I hope, I mean, how alert manager is working. Now, the final discussion is about push gateway. Okay. So many times you will require to get inputs from another, basically, yeah. Anybody is in doubts? Okay. So many times you will have to require like what is the RAM being used inside. Okay. So you can use Linux commands also. For this, you can use push gateway. For this, you can use push gateway. Okay. So this concept is very famous, okay, these days. Okay, if I want certain inputs which are only possible by using Linux commands, okay, so I can use push gateway and I can basically display the same thing. Fine. Okay. Now the third point is, what if you are a developer? Okay, because I mean, I work in DevOps as well as developer. Okay, so how do you, I mean, use this as a developer? Okay, or how do you suggest your developer in your office or your developer friend to use this? So for all JavaScript, Java, uh, and also libraries like JavaScript, Java, Go, all the three, and Python also, all the three have libraries of Prometheus. Fine. So if you are searching for let's say Java Prometheus library. Okay, so Prometheus has client libraries which will give you inputs, and by using them, you can make your application use your Prometheus inputs and display it by using your developer's API itself. Fine. So we have APIs for Bash, everything. Okay. Okay. And at the same time, if you want your applications to be monitored by Prometheus, that is also fine. Okay. So you can see that these are the Java APIs by using io.prometheus.client.exporter. Got it? So all this is possible. Oh, that's you are using it, Aman, Prometheus client in Go. Oh, that's great. That's great. Fine. Okay. So I mean, this is I mean, when it comes to displaying, you can use counters, you can use gauges. Okay. So these are some of the Prometheus queries which are available. Okay. So this type of a thing is known as PromQL. PromQL. Okay. So these are the very famous images. Prometheus runs at 1990. Alert Manager runs at 1993. Okay, so for your satisfaction, I want you to try 1993 also. Fine. So you can see the alerts over here, and you can see, let's say, Jenkins. Okay, so you can see the relevant alerts, silences, statuses, everything. Everything. Got it? Fine. Okay. So different types of alerts are there. Okay. And if you want alerts for memory, alerts for hard disk, alerts for server, RAM, okay, everything can be done. Okay, so everything depends upon the YAML file. Okay, everything depends upon the YAML file, and it might happen that while writing the YAML file, you might face difficulty. Okay, So we have different types of binaries. Okay, so to check whether the Prometheus YAML file is written correct or not, okay, we have a binary to check whether your Prometheus YAML file is written correctly. Okay. Prom checker, we call it prom checker. Okay, I'll just show you. It might happen that you are getting error. Okay, so this library is known as prom tool. Prom tool. Okay, so it is not configured right now, but you can definitely download it from this place. Okay, so you can see that prom tool. We are checking the configurations of Prometheus.yaml file. Okay, and we can get the relevant results for that. Okay, so you can just extract this file and get the most relevant results. So let's say tar minus xpfz and Prometheus minus 2. Okay, fine. So you can copy this prom tool and get it over here. So if you do prom tool and you do a Prometheus, okay, automatically it will detect the mistake. Got it? Everyone. If you can see something like this, if you are getting 7 rules found successfully, okay, you will just give me a 800. That's great. Okay, that's great. Fine. So I think this was all from my side for Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. We will quickly see what is ELK also. Okay. So what ELK does is, again, it is for log monitoring. Okay. So it has 3 parameters basically. One is uh, Elasticsearch. Okay. Next is Logstash, and third one is Kibana. Okay. So let's say that I am having a lot of microservices and I have to do log monitoring for all. So I have basically, I have data coming from Twitter, and I'm doing some stream API. I'm taking it in Twitter. I'm doing some JSON files. I have something known as FileBeat, okay, which is basically reading data from the files and bringing it to Logstash. Okay, so I have 3 parts for this. Okay, so Elastic Stack Beats tools, I'm dividing this into 4-5 parts. Okay, so if I have different types of microservices, okay, and I have to do monitoring based upon one-on-one by using logs. Okay, at the same time they are distributed on many machines by many providers. Fine. So ELK stack comes in over here, and it is basically highly scalable and very accurate for basically REST-based architecture for a distributed search and analysis. Okay. Similarly, we have Logstash. Okay, Logstash is for collecting the data, making transformations, parsing regex. Okay, and finally we have Kibana, which is for visualization. Okay, visualizing the data which we have got from Elasticsearch as well as Logstash. At the same time, we have Beats tools. Okay, so FileBeat is for reading the log files. Metric Beat is for reading the metrics. Packet beat is for reading the things from the network data. Okay. So winlog beat is from winlog event data. Okay. Audit beat, heartbeat, functional beat. Lot of the AIs are there. Okay. So when we have all this, when we have logs, we will get the data collection from the beats. Okay. And we'll do the data processing by using Logstash. We will store it using Elasticsearch, and we'll visualize it using Kibana. Everybody is clear with this flow? If you are clear with this, just give me a 900. Fine. Okay. So what I've done is, in this example, I will check the Twitter API status, and I will get the streaming APIs in Twitter, get the data into FileBeat, transform it by adding RSS feeds into Logstash, finally store it in Elasticsearch, have it plotted in Kibana, okay, and finally streaming takes place. Okay, so it's a very advanced tool. Okay, I can just say, and we will be plotting something like this because there is so much. I think we are running out of time, but I can just tell you what has to be done. So we have hashtags based upon tweets and based upon users. We will basically, if you are searching for Venezuela, so all these things get associated in the form of tags. Okay, and once we have them, we will basically plot these things in the dashboard. Okay, by using metrics and by plotting the things. Okay, and after that, I will be doing plotting on country basis. Okay, and based upon that, I will also have plotting upon date and time basis. Fine. Okay, so by using Neo4j, we can prepare highly specific dashboards. Okay, by using ELK. Fine. So I think that's what I mean. Monitoring from my side is, I mean, basically ELK, Prometheus, Grafana. Okay, and this is all from my side. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? I think we are good. I think we are good. Okay. Any doubts? Mohit? Yeah. You need to try. Correct. So I will. You can always ping me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. Okay. So these are some standard things which you can try. Okay. I mean, these 2 3 library. Repositories are very standard, made in Docker. Okay. And basically, you can use it and start plotting it. Okay. So basically, all these tools I will want you to try in your free time, as well as try these things when you find it more relevant.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, do give us a thumbs up and share it. Also check out amazing discounts and offers on our premium courses in the description below.